I can focus and read the whole elimination diet and get more organized once they're in school. Like I have time to like focus and read. So I kind of feel like I'm a little up in the air with that. But yeah, I'm excited to start.
Awesome.
Yeah, to get started.
Yeah, that's great. My kids go back to school tomorrow too. I took yesterday off, so if I was like halfway responding to some of you all, that was because I was at a water park.
Yeah.
In between rides, I'm like trying to answer questions. But anyhow, yeah, I am ready for a routine, and then I'm not ready for the routine because I know the routine lasts for so long, and then I'm ready to not be in routine.
I feel the same way.
I am pretty excited about the kids returning back to school because that does. All right. Well, who has any questions or what?
I just one last thing, Leslie. I needed if you could please send me the link to where I can order the supplements.
Yes. Casey said that to me, and
Yeah, the website has changed and they are ordering things through like a different website, and I went on and tried to order stuff and it didn't recognize my username.
Did it do that to you, Katie?
It did, yes. And then you just gave me your username with the LB Allen, and I got right back in.
Okay, so
that
worked
with that. Yeah.
Okay, so Cameron, when you log on to, yes, they switched their whole website. That was an interesting little, so Ashley, I'm sorry, you came in.
That's okay.
Like at the time when it was like website down. It was so easy before. I just boom, 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 and send it right to everyone. And so for at least a week, I wasn't even able to send recommendations.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. And I would have to call them and sit on the line for 20 minutes. So Cameron, what you can do is when you log on, it'll ask for my referral code, and that's L. Allen.
LB or V?
B.
Okay.
Yes. And Ashley, I thought I put yours in, but maybe that's when it was still giving me trouble. So maybe I would get started and then not. So what I'll do is I'll enter your recommendations through Hormone.
Okay.
So it's now.
And then, is it a website I need to go to, or will you send me like a link on my email, or how does that work?
We'll get an email that links you to it.
Okay.
And when you log in, you should see the recommendations there.
Okay.
Susan, have you tried to order your supplements?
I have everything, but that would have been a question today. Is the candicidal is very low, so that would be the only thing I think that I would need to order soon. So you're saying we would do what we did the last time, except use your.
You're gonna go to wholescripts.com. If you went to Zymogen and you try to order, it says order through Wholescripts.
Okay.
So it gives you a link that will take you there. But then it may ask for my referral code, which is LB Allen.
L-E Allen.
LB.
LB.
Brooke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and just to let you know, I'd like to add in that it was so nice before when everything could just be put in your cart. Well, now you have to go and search for what she's recommending. You have to find it yourself, and you have to put it in the cart yourself.
Okay.
And it can be it's very time consuming. I do not like the site.
I have already called them so many times. I'm going to be honest. I said this was supposed to be easier and more user friendly. There's no longer, I had a quick search where I had all my favorite supplements starred. And so I could just go right there, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I don't want to put in how often you need to take what, because y'all already have that. It's so much easier for you to print that off via a PDF versus this website. So I have expressed my complaints there on that very topic.
And you can't even do a general search anymore. Literally, you have to know what does one supplement do. You know, if it's like a detox medicine, then you'll find it under detox. Or if it's, you know, something else, you have to go and search. You have to go and search under every single category there is in order to even figure out where your supplement is. There's no general searching anymore, so it is a big pain.
You can't type in the name of the supplement. You literally have to go through all the categories.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's awful.
I'm so sorry, guys. Let me just keep complaining. And if you all want to like express your frustration with it, I think the more will help. But I will definitely send that to them. And I have a rep that I work with as well. And so he already knows all of my complaints and they know my complaints too. But I'll keep with love. And yeah, I was very patient with them, but they were like, I'm like, it was down for 2 days. Like, oh.
You can add the fact for me that you have this lady in our group that really is not computer literate at all. So for her, it's not only a really problem, it's a really bad problem.
It's a really bad problem. You know what might be easier for you, Susan, is to just call them.
Okay.
With your order, because you can pay right through the phone. Just call them. You're already entered in there. That's probably what I would do. Normally, when they weren't going through this transition, there's not a wait to get on the phone. So that's probably going to be the easiest way until they work out these kinks.
Will that number be on the site when we go on it?
If you go to Zymogen, it'll say contact us, and there's a number.
All right. Okay,
yeah,
thanks.
I would just do that.
All righty.
And anybody else, honestly, just start calling in your order.
I wouldn't think they would like that.
Well, they do it, so.
Yeah.
I haven't tried to use, there's supposed to be a program, like an app for your phone, but I haven't tried to use that yet. So that might be more user-friendly. I don't know. But I think that they jumped the gun. I don't think that they were ready. And it created much bigger problems than they ever dreamed of. But it's not, on my end, it is a pain in the rear for me to add in recommendations for you all. So I'm like to the point where I'm just like, what I do? But then you come across problems where it's like, because I can recommend exactly which one you're going to need for for 30 days, or like the SAG, it makes more sense. I usually only put you guys on that for 60 days. So it makes more sense to just order that one time. You're going to get 60 days and then we transition to something else. But I can't have that level of control unless but anyhow, yeah, I wish that they would just go back. I'll just keep expressing my concerns.
It was nice to know, hear from Katie and everybody, Cameron, that, that there is an issue, because I haven't had to reorder yet. So
yeah,
that's good to know.
Yeah, there is. I would just call them, Susan, for you. That's going to be your best bet.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything that you would like for me to cover today?
I just have a quick question, and I don't know if this is going to end up in the future affecting anybody else, depending on, how you further treat them. But I just got all my supplements yesterday for doing like my chelation and detox and all this stuff. And I got the recipe that she sent for the soup, the detox soup. I've actually got it on my stove right now, cooling, and I just have to blend it, put it in the processor. My question is that under your notes, all you have is to do the soup for 1 week. And I don't know if that's number one. I don't know if I take it every day, and I don't know how much, if you want it to be like a snack size or a meal size, or how you want me to do that.
Okay. So it's not something that most people have to do, but it is something that some people have to do if I sense that there's heavy metal toxicity. So for you, you can do it for 1 week. That's usually what I do it for. I usually I do it randomly because I really enjoy the soup. And so
It smells good.
It does. It tastes really good. So I blend it, and then you can adjust the thickness of it according to what your tastes are. Some people like it thick and chunky. I like mine kind of thin. I drink mine out of a cup. So you can double the recipe and do twice a day. It's really depends on you. What I usually just do is I do 1 cup at lunch per day.
Okay.
Per week.
Okay.
See how you feel. If it made you feel better, then go the next week without it. And then if you feel like you need another round, do another round. Because it just supplements healthy eating altogether. I mean, it's just a giant dose of broccoli and garlic and other good stuff.
Yeah. Got lots of good stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Let's talk about hormones today. Cameron and I have been on the topic of hormones. Does that sound good to everybody? I want to show y'all the hormone cascade.
I literally have mine boxed up to go out today.
Do you?
I took it 2 days ago, so now it's ready to ship off.
Awesome. All right. So let me first, I'll open this. Hormones. I want to see which one I want to show you. Which cascade? Not that one. There's so much about hormones that's so complicated. Goodness, I keep opening the same one. Okay, so here we go. This one that I want to open. Can everybody see this?
Mm-hmm.
Let's make that big so you can see it better. Okay, so this is our hormone cascade. So let's see if I can make that even better. Can you all see that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Everything starts with cholesterol to get broken down into our hormones. Okay, and so our first once we have cholesterol, we're going to come here to it's going to be broken down into pregnenolone, which then goes into progesterone, or this 17-hydroxypregnenolone, okay, which then would be converted into cortisol. And so with many of you, I have talked about how if we're very stressed, then what happens is we're going to come up here and we're going to say cortisol is one of the most important hormones of the body. And without it, we wouldn't have blood pressure. Our blood pressure would plummet. We would pass out and die. It literally is something that we must have for survival. So when we're constantly stressed, our poor adrenals are producing tons of cortisol. And what happens then is we go up and we steal from progesterone. We say, wait a second, we don't need to go see how progesterone can then get pushed to create testosterone, to produce our estrogen. So our estrogen is here. We've got E1, E2, and E3. All right. So lots of different things can influence our hormone production. And that is the thing that I really want to emphasize. Even for people that have gone through menopause, this is all still very important because we still have the production of estrogen coming from adipose tissue, and we still have the production of DHEA. It gets produced in smaller amounts, but from the adrenal glands. And so it's important that as we're breaking estrogens down, that we're flowing through to the important detoxification pathways. Everybody just started shaking. That was interesting. Okay, so when I start to talk about with some of you about your gut health, it's because it speeds up. I'm trying to get this a little bit slower. So we can see here how all these different things are either going to inhibit these enzymes or they're going to speed it up. So high insulin is going to speed this up, creating more phenolone. Alcohol, stress will speed up this enzyme. Now, other things like inflammation can either slow things down or speed things up. And so that's what happens a lot of times when we are coming down some of these highly reactive liver metabolism pathways. I'm going to show you one other, let me see, because a lot of you haven't seen the results from a Dutch Plus yet. So let me share with you what that looks like. Since we're all females, I'll show the female report here.
Do the guys have to take the Dutch Plus?
Yes. Oh yeah. Actually my men are the ones that I've treated. I mean, I had one that had to go in for a mammogram because he already had a mass in his breast tissue. So the rate of men getting breast cancer is exponentially increasing, which is just insane. But all these companies, this 25 again and all of that is so dangerous because they don't ever look at the estrogen metabolism pathway. Where in the world did that go? Sorry guys. Let me just share. I'll just share my screen and I'll do this. Okay, this is just a test. So this isn't anybody's, this is like a sample of what this looks like when I look at the Dutch Plus. So here, as you can see, we've got this estrogen is, you know, it'll show us estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone levels. But everything starts with adrenal health. because that's what's producing the cortisol. And if your cortisol is off, then it's going to go up and get that progesterone still, because it's not time for you to reproduce and have children. It's the body's protective mechanism, because you need enough cortisol to survive. So that's why looking at the adrenal glands are so important. So here you can see this is the cortisol awakening response, this first thing in the morning. So this is when you're taking the Dutch Plus, you'll take your saliva first thing as soon as you wake up, 30 minutes after waking, and then 60, because we want to see what this peak is. And then you'll do an afternoon and an evening. But that's why we do it throughout the course of the day, because this range is what's most important.
It's me, I think it's her.
All right. And then it gives us the levels. I'm not going to go into all that detail with you all. I want y'all to see one thing of why.
Leslie?
Make it smaller. Susan, can you see it? Okay, so here we have the pregnenolone. Remember, that comes from our cholesterol. We have the DHA, which gets converted. Say that one more time. You're breaking up. I can't hear you, Susan. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
No, I can't. No.
I can.
Now I can.
I can.
Interesting. Yeah, because I couldn't
Well,
hear.
I heard Cameron.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear
Can
me?
other people hear you?
I can hear. I can hear.
Okay.
I hear both of you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear them. I just don't hear you.
That's so weird. What do you hear when I talk? Nothing?
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll continue. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me in a second.
Is there anything I can hit?
What if you're hearing some of the
Now you're muted by host.
Can you hear me?
She just muted me. Now unmuted by host. Okay.
Not anymore. I unmuted
So
you.
you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just trying to fool around with it. Yeah. I don't know, Susan. I'm sorry. Okay, so here, as you can see, we can see the activity of these enzymes, and there are certain things that we want to be balanced. Like we want this to be balanced with this, okay? And if it's not, then that means that this enzyme is working too rapidly. And this enzyme we can see in multiple places to where we would then know that it's a problem. So in particular, this 5-alpha, it breaks down our testosterone into 5-DHT, which is will create, it will cause our hair to fall out and different symptoms. So we can match this with the symptom presentation that we're actually seeing, okay? But what I consider to be the most important part of this entire test is this estrogen metabolism. And here we can see our estrogen levels, okay? So this right here is liver detox phase 1. And this is liver detox phase 2, okay? And what we can see here is that this is being pushed down, first of all, the 16-OH estrogen pathway, and very little is coming here, which is a healthy pathway, okay? This is where we want it to come. So what is happening is because it's coming to this pathway, we're just recirculating our estrogen. So estrogen is staying really high, which these metabolites can be highly reactive. all right? And they can cause cellular damage. Or what this could be saying is that they're eating a lot of soy-based products. The soy is sitting in their estrogen receptors. The estrogen can't do its actual job, and so it's having an abundant amount. But regardless, we have slow liver detoxification going on. Now, what is worse is when it comes down this pathway right here. And this CYP1B1 enzyme is something that I watch closely for people, because if you have a high CYP1B1, then it comes to 4-hydroxyestrone. The metabolite of this is a quinone. And this, if you don't have enough glutathione, will cause DNA damage. Okay, that's where we start to get PCOS, endometriosis, and breast cancer. Estrogen dominant breast cancer comes right down this pathway. And guess what fuels this? If you don't have fast genetics with this CYP1B1, then typically it's a systemic gut infection. It creates inflammation, or stress can fuel this enzyme. It causes upregulation of it, and then boom, now all of a sudden we're pushing everything down this pathway. And that becomes a situation that needs to be addressed immediately, okay? Because that's setting you up for cancer. So that's probably the most important part of this entire test. Now, the other thing that I love about the Dutch is that we can see the actual HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, that controls, our stress response. So we can see it, how well the adrenal gland is functioning here. So lots of doctors will see low cortisol and they'll say, oh, you have adrenal fatigue. When in fact you don't. Your adrenal glands may be sufficiently producing plenty of DHEA. So that's how we can rule in or rule out adrenal fatigue with this test. And lastly, this is going to be metabolized versus free cortisol. Okay, so how quickly is your body metabolizing it versus how quickly is your body releasing it? And then lastly, it has its own panel of organic acids, which for some of you that's meaningless at this point because I haven't gone through labs, but for those of you that have gone through labs, your organic acid is much more comprehensive than just these, but these are some really important ones. So it'll show us your oxidative stress, and this is the actual amount of DNA damage that has occurred due to the oxidative stress. Okay, so, and then we can see B vitamins, how are those doing? Which those are so important as cofactors for methylation, which up here, we see this person had a very slow methylation. So do they have adequate levels? Do they have adequate levels of B vitamins, those cofactors? I'm going to mute. Susan, I'm going to mute. Can you hear me yet? No, she still can't hear me. I'm going to mute her. Okay, so glutathione is our biggest superoxide of the liver, extremely important. We can see that's not functioning appropriately. So if they were coming down that 4-hydroxyestrone pathway and they were low on glutathione, this is a big issue. And then lastly, we can see our neurotransmitters. So a lot of our building blocks for both our hormones and our neurotransmitters are the same. So sometimes if we're really low in certain hormones, and we're showing on the low end of some of these neurotransmitters, that can again imply that you've got a gut issue where you're not, where the gut, like Candida, for instance, will eat up the building blocks of phenylalanine, which phenylalanine is the building block of tyrosine, a very important amino acid for many of our neurotransmitters as well as our hormones. Does that make sense? So very, very comprehensive test that we can do. And again, here you can see that crazy cascade of hormones, even though it's sideways, how that all is impacted. And then we can see how holistically we can then influence the gut regulation. But a lot of times, because the gut plays such an important role in the upregulation of these enzymes that are breaking down, metabolizing these hormones higher up in the cascade. This is why I don't go in and I influence the hormones at this stage until I can see exactly what the CSAP says and what state the gut is in first. I really want to clear up the gut so that way we remove that level of inflammation and stress on the body. And then the very last piece of the puzzle is to start modulating the hormones. Any questions about any of that? It's a pretty cool test. Pretty comprehensive. So, Susan, can you still not hear me? No, she still can't hear me. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Anything? Diet? Who's still doing the elimination? You're back on the elimination, Katie. Cameron, you're reintroducing. Ashley, did you start your elimination? Hang on just a second. Let me unmute you. Okay. Did you start your elimination?
My first day is going to be on Thursday.
On Thursday.
When the kids are back. Yeah, Thursday.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Yeah. Are you ready? You have your plan?
A little bit. I mean, yeah, I really want to read the guide first and then see if I have any questions. But I know there's a lot. I mean, I've already had a pretty strict diet for a year, but I know that I was still eating meat. And so there's some things I definitely need to cut out too. So, okay. Can anyone give me like recommendations for breakfast? Cause I'm glad to get rid of eggs cause I've never done that. I've never eliminated eggs from my diet. Mm-hmm. I think it's more of like a mental thing more than like I actually need an egg in the morning, but what are some substitutes for that in the morning, I guess?
Okay, so what I do is I just do my my OptiFiber, my OptiCleanse GHI is my breakfast. And that, I usually do intermittent fasting, so I usually don't have that until 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But if you're a breakfast person and you like to actually eat, I typically recommend like a handful of walnuts, wild berries. You can blend it up in a smoothie if you wanted, or sometimes I'll do like a sauteed veg.
Yes.
I love to saute up greens for breakfast. It just is very filling. Yeah. And avocado, drizzle it with some olive oil, like get some good fat. Anybody else? Okay. Cameron, you eliminated eggs with your elimination.
Yeah, I wasn't really an egg person though.
Okay.
So it was really easy for me to just do the protein shake every morning.
Okay. Leslie, can I take that? Because I thought we weren't supposed to. I can't take that shake, right? While I'm on the elimination diet until after you get the results, or how does it work?
Yep, you'll start it on the elimination.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I should probably try and get those supplements today, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I will. I think I already uploaded your list, but I will make the recommendation. So tell me, guys, when you guys get the recommendation, it's not like coming in a cart to you all?
No,
To come as.
not anymore. It used to.
Mine did.
The way I got mine, it looks like just like a Word document. Like it just had it like written down. But I was like, well, what do I do with this?
Okay, so yours just came through. You didn't even get the link. And I think that's because it was right when their website was down. So I think I was trying to send it to you, and you must have forgotten it. So you only got the PDF in Healthy, right?
Yes, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then, Cameron, tell me what yours.
Mine came through as an email that you recommended supplements. And when I went onto the website, it said like suggestions. And then I had to add them to my cart, but they were already like previewed on the website. So the ones you picked out were already there. I didn't have to search through anything else. I could just hit add to cart for all of them. And it was that easy.
It wasn't easy?
It was that easy.
Oh, it was easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was before the website changed.
Yeah. Oh, that was before, yeah.
So I don't know what it's like now because I went on to reorder and I was like,
good old days. Okay, Ashley, you report back then what it's like. So I'm going to go on there as soon as we get off here. I'm going to go on and I'm going to add your supplements. And then will you let us know next week what that experience was like for you?
Definitely, yes. So then, let's say I get that's the only thing that I can take on the elimination diet, correct? I don't take any of the other supplements except for okay, got it.
When are you doing your test? We don't start those until after you do your test, though.
Well, I received them today, so I'm hoping to do them in the next, 2 days or so.
Perfect. You may want to wait, honestly, and do them over the weekend.
Okay, yeah, or I wanted to ask what you would recommend, like how long, or I'm not sure.
Okay, so I would probably, what I would do, I've found it's easiest and there are less sendbacks if you do them on Saturday and Sunday and then have it mailed on Monday.
Okay.
Because you can do the stool, you do that on Saturday and Sunday. You do the organics on Saturday because it's got to freeze. Well, you could even do that on Sunday. It has to freeze overnight. You have to do the Dutch Plus on day 19 to 22 of your cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And then your DNA is buccal. So, you can do that. You can do that Monday morning if you wanted to do that then. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll wait for the weekend.
That's probably going to be best. Develop your plan first and then do it on the weekend. I would say call, you're going to want to call for pickup first thing Monday morning.
Okay.
Make sure you do that early in the morning so that way they don't give you the runaround. When you are calling, if you have any trouble with DHL, you have to guide them with your answers. So let's say they ask for a Wayfair bill. You just say, "Oh, I don't have that, but I do have the account number." So make sure that you make sure that you kind of guide the conversation. If they keep asking you for the Wayfair bill, just say, "I'm so sorry, I don't have that. I have instructions of exactly what to say, and I'm supposed to give you the account number."
Okay.
And just keep directing them to that. If if you still have trouble, just hang up and then
Okay.
call right back.
All right.
Until you get somebody that's
Leslie?
like, yes. Oh,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I still can't hear you. When you came back after the report, I heard you for about a minute when you were talking to Ashley, and then you went away, but I can hear everybody else.
That is bizarre.
It's probably on my end, but is there anything on your end that you can punch?
No, that's what I was.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm.
I just wanted to double check. I don't.
No, I wish there were. Stop video, mute audio.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. No. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't a place where I accidentally hit, but there's no way for me to, unless I come through and do each of you individually. I don't know why that's doing that for you. So anyhow, Ashley, if they give you any trouble, just hang up and call right back.
Okay.
That hasn't been a problem before, and now it's happened to me. It happened to another client who isn't usually able to get on these. She works during the day, but she had trouble too, and I had her hang up yesterday and call right back, and she did fine the second time. So
Okay, great. And I do it over the phone versus, because I know I had to schedule a different drop off because I was out of town. So I did that through their website. But you would recommend that I actually call and schedule a pickup time.
yes,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
I usually call and schedule those.
Okay.
Can I add something in really quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something you might want to check on too, but our local UPS store that we have is actually certified to be able to do the DHL deliveries. So I didn't have to make a phone call at all. I just went in there with my bags and gave them the papers, and they just took care of everything.
Ashley, that might be great for you because your Dutch Plus has to go to a different place. So your Dutch Plus goes to Precision Analytical, and that has to be dropped off at UPS. So maybe call your UPS provider, and then you can.
But my Dutch Plus, I'm going to have to wait. I'm about to start my cycle. So, I should definitely get the other ones in ASAP, right? The urine and then I'll wait on the Dutch Plus. But thank you, Kathy. I'm gonna check with the UPS.
Yeah, no problem. It was so much easier to do it that way than having to mess with them over the phone. I was just dropped it off, and that was it. It was awesome.
That's awesome. That's good to know.
Yeah. But I don't know that every UPS store is able to do DHL, so I don't know if you just want to check.
I'll go ahead and check.
Mm-hmm.
That would be great. That would be great. All right.
I have one quick question before we get off. Can I wait? So I'm waiting to place my order for the supplements until I know if I can handle egg or not, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'll just order everything that I need from that list. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to upload your new list today.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm. Both. I'll upload your partial lab review and your.
Sweet. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Susan, I wish you could hear us. For me. I'm glad you can hear the others, but anyhow. Okay, ladies. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat feature, and I'll try to get back to it. This week is a little crazy just with the transition back to school, and then after that we'll be solid, ready to rock and roll week after week. So anyhow, all right. You all have a great day.
See ya.
Thank you.
You're welcome.